Let's do it.
Cool.
Awesome. Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube, is what it says. Let's see if we can find it on YouTube here. Because, yeah, I'd like to be able to interact with everybody. Okay, yeah, what we want by Christmas. All right. All right, we got it going on. Oh, cool.
Cool.
So there was a little silence, it looks like, at the beginning.
Yeah, I think there was just a little.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, hopefully we'll get some guys joining in and whatnot. What's up, Kuiper? Glad you could join in. I appreciate it, man. Kuiper's always in on our stuff, man. Kuiper's awesome. He's a good supporter of the podcast and what we do, right? Man. That's awesome. What do you want to do? You want to record this or not, Billy?
Yeah, let's record.
Okay.
We'll put it out both ways. We can leave it on YouTube and we can put it on the there.
Sure, let's do it. Sounds like a plan. What's up? We got 5 people in the chat. How y'all doing, guys? We encourage you to chat along with us. Let's talk about it. Let's do this thing. You guys are awesome. Have we ever used Knipex pliers? Absolutely. Those are my absolute favorite, man. Like, I won't use anything else. I've kind of gotten spoiled, really. I've all my guys at work, I've transferred them over. They've really started liking Knipex pliers, so it's worked out really well. I think those are the best.
All right, let's record this thing.
Okay. Can you record it straight off of Zoom, or we gotta do something different?
No, I'm gonna record it right from here.
All right, let me know, and I'll go ahead and do the intro whenever you want me to.
And we will record it.
Oh, Kuiper says had to get the M12 vacuum because Brent did. Yeah, Kuiper, dude, I really like that M12 vacuum. Like, I like it much more than I ever thought I would.
Let's record it to the cloud.
Let's do it.
It's recording.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Tool Pros Podcast. This is your host, Brent Ridley, and as always, I'm sitting virtually next to my co-host, Billy Noth. How you doing, Billy?
I'm good. I'm trying to get used to this whole Zoom thing again.
I know
going from one to the other and back.
We swap around all around so much. We use Squadcast, we use Zoom meeting, we use all kind of different ones depending on what we're doing. So tonight, we're going to do a live on YouTube because we've been doing lots of Instagram lives, and I've been trying to post more on YouTube and do more stuff with YouTube. So tonight we're going to go live on YouTube. We're going to take some comments and questions from people in the chat. Hopefully we'll get some good interaction and we can have a good conversation about kind of what tools you guys are looking forward to and maybe what you want to ask Santa for and what maybe will pop up underneath your Christmas tree this holiday season.
Absolutely.
So Ulysses, he's in the chat here. He's already jumping on that HVAC train here. He says, I want the new battery powered vacuum by JB. Has a 120 volt option as well. Billy, what do you know about that?
Yeah. So it has a 120 volt option for it. It has the ability to use anybody's platform of batteries.
So, I've heard that.
With adapters.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna get away with that as of just yet, but I guess they are because it is in their catalog. So it's made it that far.
They're getting away with it for now, huh?
Yeah. But there'll be an adapter for basically it's kind of like a a battery pack with a cord coming out of it, so you could actually plug it in too.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. Yeah. Rigid did something similar to that with their batteries a little while back. So I had bought a battery powered Pro Press, and I thought, for whatever reason, that I might have a battery go dead while I'm on the job. So I bought one of those little pigtail batteries that slid in there and had a little pigtail that you plug in the wall. And I used that thing like one time in like 6 years. Yeah. And it was for like one press. It was ridiculous.
Right. Well, now with you got the RP350, so it just
Oh yeah.
It just goes and goes and goes.
Exactly. Let's get the brushless motor. It's gonna press forever. It's awesome. All right, we got Zach from HVAC Shop Talk in here.
Whoop, whoop.
Zach says for Christmas he wants a Ryobi 40 volt blower. Yes, I haven't messed with any of the Ryobi, especially any of their 40 volt stuff. I got a few of their 18 volt tools, like the caulking gun, the glue gun, stuff like that. But I don't have any of the 40 volt. So I'd be interested in seeing how they are and, how some of the yard stuff is. But Ryobi does, which nobody else has, they have a battery powered riding lawnmower, which I don't know what voltage that dude is, but you know that thing is badass.
It's gotta be a freaking big. I mean, it's what Ryobi is same as Milwaukee, right? Like
Correct.
it's the
Correct.
TTI.
Yeah, they're in the same rigid. They're all in the same, battery platform, battery technology type thing.
So they got to be kind of stealing some of that MX Fuel kind of
You think
technology
so?
for it, sort of. I mean, it's the
I
only
think,
battery I can think of that's going to be able to power that.
but I think it came out before the MX Fuel stuff. It did.
Mm,
And see, I don't know much about it. I don't know if like the battery is actually removable. It might be kind of like a golf cart battery where it stays in there and you just kind of plug it up into the wall kind of thing. I really have
true.
no idea. But Zach says he has the chainsaw, the mower, and the weed trimmer. Yeah, if you got all of those things, it just makes sense to go ahead with the blower. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've been sold on battery powered outdoor power equipment for little while now. I really think it's the way to go. No more fooling around with gas. No more fooling around with prominent. No mixing gas. None of that bull crap. It just plug the battery in there and pull the damn trigger and it starts, and it's just awesome every time.
And I agree with you. Now, what's your take on battery powered cars? Like, Tesla and,
Sure.
you're into that? Because I'm kind of still on the fence about that.
Okay, all right. Let me answer Ulysses' question here for a second. Okay, so I believe rigid power tools and rigid like plumbing and pipe tools are two kind of different separate entities. Okay, so rigid cordless pipe tools, or excuse me, rigid cordless tools like the drills and the impacts and the sawzalls and stuff like that, that is owned by parent company TTI. I believe the rigid pipe company, rigid pipe tools and stuff like that, has something to do with Emerson somehow, some way. I don't know
Right.
how. So
I
there's the
think
answer
that's
to
the
that.
way it works.
Yeah. No, I'm all about some battery power cars. I think it's great. I really was, looking at the Cybertruck, and like it really kind of like I'm not like I'm going to buy one or anything like that, but it sparked the interest in having a battery powered service vehicle. Like that would be fantastic. And having to not have a fuel bill anymore, like holy moly, that's awesome.
Right.
But I joke around with my wife. It's like some of my guys, they can't remember to bring their tools to work some days. Like, what are they going to do? Take their truck home and then call me the next morning and be like, "Hey man, I forgot to charge my truck. Sorry, I can't come to
Right.
work." Like, well,
Right.
that's not cool. So yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be worked out. And Ford did release that they're going to do a battery powered transit in like 2 years,
Mhm.
I believe. But I think
Right.
I think the mileage range on it sucks.
Okay.
I think it's like 200 miles or something like that on one charge, which really kind of sucks.
Right.
Or
Which I guess,
no,
for
no, hold on. The Tesla does like 250. So no, it was much less than that. I think it was in the 100 range. I don't know. It was not impressive. Whatever the range was, I was very disappointed in it.
okay.
But
Yeah.
that's the problem though. Because you got a battery powered truck, so that's your only service vehicle. So what happens when you're like, shit, I got 20 miles to go, and I got to get home tonight? What do you call?
Mhm.
What do you tell that last call? I'm sorry, I can't come.
Yeah. And unless you got somebody charging it, I mean,
Yeah. Or
how else are you going to do
you
it?
go home, or you go to some charging station, wait 30 minutes to an hour, and then go there. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm kind of, I don't know. And I like the idea because I like being able to cut the fuel bill. But the people who are like, you're saving the environment, I think it's just a bunch of crap. So it's, I think
Well, yeah,
that's crap. I think it's
you're not saving the environment because the power to charge the batteries has to come from somewhere,
right.
and most of the time that's coming from a coal burning entity or a nuclear entity, one or the other. But
Right.
you're not saving the planet by that way.
Right.
No,
Nope.
not at all.
Nope. Not at all.
Let's see. Jeff was saying, is the JB pump a 2-stage? Have you heard anything about Milwaukee making a vacuum pump? Yes, I've heard Milwaukee's. Well, I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it from anybody's mouth. I have seen patent drawings that our friend here on YouTube, Doorsoom. Go check him out. Doorsoom here on YouTube. He definitely posted some patent drawings of a vacuum pump. It said vacuum pump and recovery machine, but the drawing only looked like a vacuum pump.
Right.
So what? But is the JB 2-stage? Do you know, Billy?
I believe it is 2-stage. I was just trying to see if I could find it while we were talking. I believe it is a 2-stage.
If I close this window, I wonder, does it take away my camera? Does my camera go away? No, it just.
No, it's still good.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea about the JB vacuum pump. I have never even seen this thing. Like y'all, you've talked about it a little bit. Everybody's talked about it a little bit, and I've never even seen this thing. And see, I'm very interested to see what it looks like. So
yeah, it's supposed to be very cool.
They call it a flex battery powered vacuum pump. That's what they're calling it. Okay, so
right.
Oh, it looks just like their other platinum pumps, but with a battery on top of it. Kind of wacky, huh?
Yeah, but I guess they feel like it's just a big it's a big seller.
It's a Haas of a vacuum pump. It says blah 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 15 microns. Yeah. Ballast, low battery warning, 3 CFM or 5 CFM, quarter 3/8 half-inch intake. Okay. I don't know. Doesn't say whether it's 2-stage or not. Actually, I'm looking at the flyer right now, so that's interesting. Makita does make a battery powered vacuum pump. Makita's is a single stage. I know that.
Right.
So well, it's funny. Somebody said a generator on the truck. Ulysses. That's what I got. I use the DeWalt power station. So I take the 4 DeWalt batteries, has the 120 volt outlet on it, and then I can run my vacuum pump on that. That was before I had the Navac, vacuum pump. But now that I got the Navac, I can run that. But that's the way I was doing things before. So It was nice. It really helped me out in a pinch. I didn't have it a ton. Didn't happen a ton, but every once in a while it would really help me out in a pinch, especially on a commercial building. We do a lot of climate controlled self-storage buildings and stuff like that. And there's not a whole lot of power there because they don't want people like putting lights in their thing and living there and whatever else. So we had to do that several times, and it worked out pretty good.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if it's your answer to that.
So check this out, right? Yep. So Mastercool, right? Mastercool is, kind of like whatever as far as tools.
Yeah.
They have a vacuum pump, a battery powered vacuum pump, 18 volt, 2-stage. It's only 1.5 CFM.
Oh, geez.
But the vacuum pump is compatible with Makita, Milwaukee, Bosch rigid batteries.
Milwaukee, Bosch, and rigid. Holy moly.
Right, because it's got adapters for them, but no adapters needed for a rigid battery.
Okay, you know what the hell that... Okay, I'm looking at that Mastercool charger. Mm-hmm. You know what that charger looks like to you? Does it look like something to you?
I don't see the charger.
Okay, I just pulled it up online here. It looks just like a Navac charger.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
Oh, yeah. No, yep. I'm looking at that now. Yep. Just like a Navac charger.
Just like the Navac charger, even the same colors and everything. Kind of strange.
Which looks kind of like a Makita charger.
Exactly. Well, because that's what the Navac was, taking the Makita batteries at first, and they I guess for some reason they couldn't do that. But how are these other guys getting away with all this crap? But the Navac couldn't? Like, something's weird here. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, if you buy it with a battery, it's a Makita battery. It's no, hands down, it's Makita battery.
Exactly. What's up? We got Justin Henney. How you doing, sir? Glad you could make it with us. We got Ulysses is still talking. Jeff Kuiper says the only thing in my gang box that is DeWalt is the power station. Everything else is Milwaukee. Absolutely. Milwaukee needed to make that M18 inverter, and they haven't, and it's kind of been a bummer. They have the MX Fuel now,
Right.
And I don't foresee them doing anything on that M18 line to do like a full 120 volt inverter that gives us some substantial wattage. You know, they have the top off thing now, but that's only have 175 watts.
I can see them doing something. I mean, with the way everything is going with the batteries,
But
I
you
can see them
know,
doing something, but
well
they're
then,
just way late to the game.
well they're trying to push that MX stuff, and that obviously that's you know, that's a big selling point as well. We have one, but you got to buy the MX fuel type stuff, you know. But the purchase price on that Joker is just way too much, man.
Right. And for your general regular contractor, I don't see it being needed. You know, I can't see getting into the whole MX line of things just for that. You
Well,
know,
you know, you're right, and but I've been thinking about buying the MX, you know, concrete saw,
mhm.
just just for basement remodels and renovations.
Right.
We do a ton of those. We have to cut out the concrete to, you know, run some new sewer lines, things like that. And I tell you, the M18 battery powered saw, it sucks. It overheats the batteries. It can't hang, man.
Right.
So I'm interested to upping to the MX fuel, but you know that's a lot of money. So Milwaukee did say they did offer to send it out to test and try. I can't keep it, but they could send it out to test and try, which I might have to take them up on that offer because I'd like to be able to test it and prove that it works in the capacity that I want it to work in before I spend that kind of cheddar on it. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. That
Right.
it's for in that instance, that's awesome because you know, like as far as you know the breaker or whatever you want to call it, uh, that too. You know, like
Hmm.
I'd like to see how it worked before investing in that.
Yep, absolutely. I think so. Absolutely. Um, so yeah, you know, those are two things. Jeff Kuiper says, yeah, I hope we get an MX, or excuse me, Jeff Kuiper says, I hope we get an M18 power station. The MX is way overkill for what I do. I agree with you, absolutely.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't see it happening. It may, but I just don't see it happening. You know, we'll
Right.
see. We'll see. You know, they're innovating like crazy. We got NorCal in the house. Here we go. He says he. I hope the Ultra Pleasure Vibe 2000 gets a USB C and lithium PO batteries in 2021. Well, I hope so too, my friend. Just for your sake, ribbed for his pleasure. So, yeah, Zach says I heard Ryobi was making a battery powered battery charger. Then they realized it was counterproductive. Yeah, that's like the M18 top off is you know, had I posted that and people were like, well, can you charge a battery with that? And it's like, well, yeah, it'd be like a battery inception. You know what I mean? You just keep going and
Right.
going and going and going and going.
Right.
But,
That seems kind of crazy. Why not just use the damn battery that you're using to charge?
yeah, but I got
The where?
the Wear Tools Advent calendar, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened up the first day of my little Advent calendar, my grown man Advent calendar here, and I got a tool case in there. So I think it's gonna come with like a little screwdriver, a little ratchet, several bits, several sockets, and it's gonna come with a bottle opener too, from what I remember. So
Nice.
yeah, it was a pretty cool kit. I got it for $50 or so. Um, they went up on the price though. I bought it for $50, and
Really?
like 2 days later, it jumped up to like $80. And I was like, what the hell? So I sent Sacramento Fasteners, who I bought it from, I sent them a message and I was like, what's the deal? Why did it go up? And they said Wera got mad at them and told them they had to sell it for the higher price.
Really?
Yeah. So I assume there's, you know, some kind of rules that they can't sell it for so cheap and all that kind of stuff. So that was quite interesting. The outdoorsman says, I need one of those Milwaukee vacuums. Yes, I have a plethora of Milwaukee vacuums. I have a problem. Okay. I will admit it to you gentlemen right here tonight that I have quite the problem with Milwaukee shop vacs. I have way too many. I bought the pack out one. Billy's got the pack out one now too.
Yeah, man.
Have you even had a chance to use it really or not? Not at
I,
all.
I've used it a little bit. Actually, I cleaned the back of my mother-in-law's car because she said she wanted it
Yeah.
vacuumed out. So
Well, there you go.
I
It's like,
played with it a little bit for there. So it was pretty cool though. I mean, I'm surprised at the power of a little vac like that.
yeah, it was nice. I think I looked it up tonight because somebody asked me. I really don't know. It's 50 CFM, and then the M12 is 45 CFM. So there's minimal difference between the two,
Right.
which is good.
Right.
Um, the problem is the backpack vac, and then that one that looks like a Dyson. I think it gets down to like 30 something CFM. So the suction really falls off on those two. The backpack vac sucks. It no pun intended. It's really not that great.
Right.
Um,
And you so wanted to like that so much.
Dude, so badly. I was so excited for that one, but no, it bombed. It bombed for sure. And then the Dyson one, I ran into some things because a lot of guys asked me, were like, "Hey, can I use it around the house?" It's like, all right, well, I don't know. So I started vacuuming our floors, and we got 4 dogs. So I started vacuuming our floors with it, and the dog hair would get caught up in the little spindle part before it actually made it to the container to hold all the dog hair. So I don't know how that one's going to be either. It doesn't feel like it's got enough suction to pull all that light debris through there that like it should. It just gets bound up, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to use it a little more and we'll see how it does. I did notice that it was bound up and it has a little light on it that tells you if it's clogged up. But then I started pulling out and using the little hose attachment and then that pushed it on through. So I don't, who knows? Maybe it'll do better with like heavier material. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I don't know
It's
either. It was
I
one of
only used it
those
with little
things.
light stuff, but it's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, Jeff Kuiper says, do I have a problem with bandsaws? Yes, Jeff Kuiper's it's all his fault. I got a problem with bandsaw.
Right. I was just gonna say that.
Because he gave me the very first one and then I've been loving them ever since. Um my wife is in the chat. Oh geez, she's gonna be in there talking shit, talking trash. But oh, we got 18 Adam. What's up, 18? How you doing, sir? Um Zach says, "What's the deepest typical depth a band?" Let me read that one more time before I bite my tongue and stutter all over the place here. What is the deepest typical depth a table saw will cut? I have no idea, Zach. I can't answer that
It's,
because what's the deepest depth? Like, I guess what's the? Do you know, Billy?
well, it depends on the blade. Depends on what you're running.
I guess yeah. I guess you
So
put it. I don't know. I'm definitely not the saw guy. Like I'm not. I don't know nothing about any of that stuff
right,
as much as I should, I guess.
right. I mean, I got a 10-inch saw outside, and you figure it's going to get at least 4.5-inch depth with it, totally maxed out.
Sure. Yeah, they make I know they make the 10-inch miter and a 12-inch miter. And yeah, what you would get what you think you'd at least get half the capacity of the blade almost?
Close. I mean, you figure it's the blade's got to be riding down a little bit further. So, maybe 3.5, 3 3/4 inches.
Gotcha.
Because I've definitely split a 2x4 on edge. So, you figure that's 3.5.
Sure. Okay, I got a question here, Billy. You can answer this one. The Outdoorsman says, any of you guys ever used or looked at the new Navac NEF6LI cordless flaring tool?
Yes. Yes. I've played with it a little bit. I haven't actually gotten a chance to use it on a job. We were hoping to do a little VRF system for our server room thing, and then I realized their server room that they were building was way too small to put a Fujitsu in to actually cool the room. So so that kind of fell by the wayside. But I was playing with it, trying to get used to it, and it's just so damn easy. It's really, there's nothing to it. You put the little spring clamp on with the stop down,
Mm-hmm.
pull the stop up, insert it in the thing, pull the trigger. It pushes it all the way through, and then it retracts everything, and you're done.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, it seems really cool. I had a chance to use or to witness the other battery powered one that they have, Navac has.
Hmm.
And it was really impressive. Caleb with Kalos came down and we worked over at Corbett Lunsford's house, the high performance house. Um, and we were able to work on his house, and we hooked up his Mitsubishis and did the startup and everything over there. And we used that battery powered flaring tool, and that was, that was really impressive on it, because when I say a perfect flare, like, I'm not joking, like, it is picture perfect, like, no joke.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right. And that's the way this is too. I mean, it's just spot on perfect.
Yeah, so I was really happy with it, and it's made me a believer in it, because at first I was just like, kind of, what do you need that for? I can use my flaring tool, or what I've been doing lately is buying Zoom Lock flares, but Zoom Lock flares are expensive. So if you could buy that
Right.
tool and not have to buy all those flares, then yeah, you've saved a lot of money. But um, you know, still at $400, that's a lot of flares you got to do to repay that thing.
And you do mean the original Zoom Lock tool? It's flares, right?
That's right. Original Zoom Lock, which is now RLS, which is a good
RLS.
sponsor for the podcast. They're fantastic. Shout out to RLS. We love you guys. And so before we get too deep into that, let's talk about it for a second. RLS makes the original Zoom Lock. So you can still buy your fittings, and you can still buy the tools and all that same stuff. You can buy it from RLS. You can buy it from TrueTech. That's the best place to buy it. Use discount code ToolPros and you get whatever 8% off on it and whatnot. So check that out, guys. That's definitely something to look into. It's still around. RLS Original Zoom Lock.
Yeah, and the general fear is you have to change tools, and if you already got your existing Zoom Lock tool, so your tool might say Zoom Lock, but your fittings are going to say RLS, and then it don't matter. It's still going to work.
Yep, absolutely. So it still works. And Zoom Lock Max is a little different. It will not
Yes.
work with Zoom Lock Max. So
Right.
um, but so I think it's cool. One thing that really I like about it, it's made in America.
Yep.
Right here in
Completely.
the good old USA, made in America,
Yep.
not imported, and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So they, like I say, they're a sponsor for the podcast, and so is Navac. Navac has been an awesome sponsor for the podcast. They've been with us for a long time now, over a year. Hopefully they stay with us for many more years as we grow and we take this to the next level. But those guys have been with us since the beginning almost, and they have been great.
Nice.
Thoughts on digital manifold, says Mr. Green PM. Yes, I'm a digital manifold guy. Like, I love them. I use the JobLink probes. They're the smart probes, I guess is what you'd say. They're just probes that work with Measure Quick or the Fieldpiece JobLink app, but I use Measure Quick mostly. And I think there's fantastic. And there's yeah, you should probably learn to look at analogs, but I don't own a pair of analogs anymore. Everything I got is digital. My backups are digital. Digital's backups are digital. It's no reason for analogs anymore.
No, there is absolutely no reason for analogs.
And should you know how to use the old analogs and do superheat subcooling the old way, Billy?
I get crap for this every time, but no.
I don't think so anymore either. It's technology's there. You don't have to anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You just don't have to.
No, and it's the technology's there, and
as long as you understand what the readings mean, what high superheat is or low subcooling, what those equal, what those are pointing you to, then that's great. But do you know how to manually do it with an analog gauge and a thermometer taped to the line? Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore.
No, and that's it gets to be a little more inaccurate because things are constantly changing. You can constantly see the changes with everything being digital. It just, I don't know. It, like you said, as long as you know how to interpret what the superheat or subcooling is doing in a system, you don't have to know how to calculate it. It's just a number.
Yep, absolutely. I'm with you on that. So that's a big one, guys. So me and Billy are both proponents of digital HVAC gauges, and I think you should be too.
Yep.
So there you go. All right.
There's the influencer talking.
I don't really like that term.
I know, that's why I throw it out there.
I don't enjoy it. I'm not influencing anybody to do anything. I'm just showing off cool tools, and if you decide to buy them, that's on you. I'm not telling you to buy shit.
Right.
Never have been.
Right.
Oh, well, he said Testo digital manifold. Oh, the Testos are nice. They got the 550s, they got the 557s, the 570s. 570s are kind of outdated now,
Right.
but the 550s are okay. I really have gotten to where I like the fill piece. Like even the S Man's better than the Testos. The Testos are just kind of they're German. You know what I mean? It just there's a little bit difference to it. There's a
Well,
learning curve on it.
there's the 550s, and then the 550s with the Bluetooth, which is a German Chinese made
Yeah,
version of it.
good
So
stuff. So yeah, there's always um like I say, the Testo, there's a little difference there. They're taking a German product and transferring it over to English, so there's a little bit difference there. So
yeah,
um did we do any Black Friday tool shopping? I did not.
I didn't either.
Because I know this makes me sound like a tool snob, I guess, when I'm going to say this, but not the new stuff is not on sale.
Yeah.
It's only the older stuff, and I find myself only wanting like the newer stuff, because I'm a tool snob, exactly. But
Oh, just the
I
newer stuff.
somebody did send me a good deal that I'm probably going to go look at tomorrow at Home Depot. There's a oscillating multi-tool blade kit, and it's for $20 from Milwaukee, and you get a ton of blades in this little kit. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
I think that's where the Black Friday stuff kind of shines. Those little kits for the, whether it's for, socket sets or, screwdriver sets, the blade kits, all that stuff where they kind of package it all together. That's where Home Depot shines with their Black Friday stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, so I bought a few of their. You'll see this kit there that's it's a Makita 150 piece bit set. And it's like,
Right.
okay, great. So I'll buy this thing, and I'll use maybe 3 of them out of the whole year.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not really that great of a deal because you don't use any of the others. Like I'm never going to use a Robertson bit. Why the hell they put it in there?
Right. And that makes total sense. Um, but to be that kit that, it goes in the garage, you're gonna have to buy one of them. And then you're gonna have to constantly buy, you know, number 2 Phillips bits constantly, because those are the ones you're gonna wear out. Those are the things that are gonna break. You're gonna
Yep.
lose them because they're the most used. But to have that kit and just, oh, I got that bit, and just leave it in the garage, leave it in the truck, whatever. It's just there. It's not that you have to buy one every year.
Exactly. That's a good point for sure. Ulysses says I just picked up the Milwaukee M12 fuel multi tool. Dude, that thing is badass. I was very impressed with that M12 fuel multi tool. I love it. I have the $800 Festool Vecturo with the dust collection on it. And I tell you what, that M12 is a close second to that thing, man. That M12
Really?
kicks ass, dude. The Vecturo's really nice. It's the M12 is definitely not as nice as it, but the M12 it'll like I say, it's a close second. I haven't had a chance to use the M18 fuel
Mm-hmm.
multi tool yet, but I'd be surprised if it isn't just as good as the Vecturo.
Right.
The only thing that the Festool has that Milwaukee doesn't is the dust collection, and it's good to have. Like when you're working in a homeowner's house and you're cutting out like a new register in the floor, or you're cutting out some sheetrock with the multi-tool, like that's where that dust collection shines, and it's really nice to have.
And I agree with that, but I find using the multi-tool for cutting out sheetrock, at least the dust kind of falls. It doesn't really, because there's not a lot of air, there's not a lot of movement from a sawzall, there's not a lot of things. It just kind of falls. It doesn't really get in the air so bad that at least it's easy enough to clean up. I agree with you. I think it should have a little vacuum port on it for that dust collection, but at least I think that's a tool that can kind of, you can get away with it.
I tell you what does suck at cutting sheetrock is that little M12 cutoff tool that they made. It's like a little M12 like 3-inch wheel, dude. That thing sucks.
Right.
That was another one that I damn loved, man.
Right. You love the idea.
I was all excited about it, and then it just came out and it was a fucking turd.
Yep.
Oh, I used the F word. Sorry, guys. But it was a turd. But if you're gonna do a lot of sheetrock cutting, that Makita drywall cutter is the best thing to do.
Right.
That's what it's made to do, and it is badass. It has it almost creates suction to the wall just without even using the vacuum attachment, and it sucks to the wall. It has a little bit of a dust collection on board. I mean, it is nice.
It seems nice.
You
would use it. I think that's great, but
I had it for a while. I had it for when I say a while, I had it for like a month or two, and then it got stolen off the job site along with my press tool and the other stuff last year about this time.
Right.
So kind of bummer I hadn't replaced it yet.
Yeah.
AT Madam says, how is the Milwaukee pipe threader? I don't own the Milwaukee pipe threader. I have the DeWalt FlexVolt pipe threader, and I love it. It's great. Especially for just popping out 1 or 2 threads. Easy peasy, man. Like it can ride in the back of the truck. Like I don't keep it in the back of my truck all the time, but you can absolutely put it in the back of your truck if you wanted to. Let's say you're doing a boiler install or you're doing a furnace install. Like you may only need 3 extra pieces to make that nice hard pipe inlet into the unit. That's where that thing will shine, and it'll really be nice.
Right.
Oh, Dusty said just picked up the new M12 service repair floodlight. It's perfect when you need something small that lasts. Okay, is that the new Rover service repair light? Because I've been looking for that thing. I've been waiting for it, and I really want to buy it. Ohio, what was it? Not Ohio Power Tool. Tool Nut had it for sale like last week, and it was on sale for like half a day, and then they sold out, and I haven't seen it in stock anywhere else. Because it's really nice. You get like 700-800 lumens, something like that, for like 8 hours with that dude.
Right.
It's really nice. Yeah, Dusty says, yeah. Where'd you buy it from, Dusty? Let me know. Because it's definitely not on Home Depot's site. Like I say, I can't find it listed anywhere. The only place I saw it was at Tool Nut, and then it sold out really quick. So I don't know. I'm going to try to start up with our Tool Pro of the Month thing again. I'm going to try to start it up in the beginning of January, and we can start doing it all next year. That would be great. But, we'll see how it goes. I just got to get Keen back on board, which I'm sure they will be. I'd like to get them back on board for that, and then make sure Ohio Power Tools back on board too, because they were a fantastic sponsor too. Now,
right.
I'll say this to you guys here on YouTube, and this can stay just between us, but Jay from Ohio Power Tool is awesome, super nice guy. And let me tell you something, the guys who won, he went above and beyond for those guys. Like, I probably shouldn't put that out there because I don't want anybody to expect that, but really he did. He was badass, and he took care of guys like no other. It was great.
Right.
Okay, Dusty says he got it from Acme. Okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to check their website and see what's up. A-Team Adam, Jeff Kuiper says, he says, Jeff Kuiper says he likes the M18 threader. So he said he bought another one. So there you go. There's your answer. Well, yeah, because Kuiper's like building fucking roller coasters and shit. You need pipe threaders and, rail benders and all kind of shit for that stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Joe Shear says, can I have the pressure washer for Christmas? So here's a funny story about that pressure washer. The first one they sent me was broken. So I reached out to DeWalt and I was like, hey, y'all got this cool pressure washer. I'd like to try it, like to take it out, like to test it out and review it for Instagram. She said, well, we licensed it from Simpson, so I'll put you in touch with these people. So we got in touch with the people from Simpson, and they were nice. Everybody was super fantastic. And I was able to get one. Well, the first one they sent me came in, and it was busted all up. I'm talking about the box was barely put together. This thing was beat up, like broken, like broke. The spark plug housing was broke off of it. The battery housing was broke. It was in rough shape. So I write them a letter, and I was like, hey, this one's busted. So they were like, hey, okay, we'll give you another one. We'll send you another one. I was like, okay. So they sent me another one. So meanwhile, I fixed the broken one, and I was expecting them to say, hey, you can just keep the broken one or whatever. So what I did with the broken one is I gave it to my neighbor. Well, then they were like, hey, well, send us the other one back. I was like, oh shit, I've already given it away.
Right.
I can't do that. And I was like, okay. So I sent them back a message. I was like, hey, I'd really like to keep the broken one because I have got it fixed, but it's just not like we need to show. It's just not something we need to show for a review. It's because it's kind of, Frankenstein now. They said, okay, that's maybe $400. I was like, oh shit. Okay. So I had to pay them $400 for me to give a pressure washer to my neighbor. That's how that worked out. I opened my big mouth like I normally do. That's how it goes. That gets me in trouble a lot of times by talking too much. So, but no, I was glad to help him out with it. So,
yeah.
But go ahead, Joe. You can get your own. Like, I don't know, it's like $500 something on Home Depot. Do it, brother. You got it. Let's see. Oh, says Adam says I bought a solar setup for my I bought a solar setup for my truck for lights, charging batteries, and running in Pittsburgh. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, that'd be interesting to run to Pittsburgh and stuff like that. That definitely, you could do some on-site, manufacturing, on-site duct building for sure. That'd be kind of cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, how long we been recording for, Billy?
I don't even know.
This thing don't have a timer on it?
That's a bad thing about Zoom, man. They don't have a timer.
I feel like we've been about at least 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know. Let's well, here, let me see if I can do this. What does it say here on YouTube? Nope, it don't say. It just says watching.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, I don't know, but let's wrap it up because we've been a little while, and I think we can turn this into a decent little episode. And I appreciate everybody who's joined us on YouTube, man. It's fantastic. We're gonna do more stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna continue to post little daily short clips because I'm already doing that kind of stuff for Instagram. So I might as well just post it to YouTube while we're there. And then we're going to do in between there, I'm going to do some work style videos and I'm going to do some longer tool in-depth review stuff. So I think that'll be good. But, guys, I thank you guys for joining in. You guys are awesome. It's been great. I love every one of you. I really do. I love you very much. And y'all are great. And we're going to wrap it up and we'll catch you on the next one.